There'll be more to join.
And there's Rick. Hey, Rick.
Rick Worthy's here.
We didn't know where anybody was, so we decided to come out and start anyway.
We were like, we don't want to keep these good people waiting any longer. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, beautiful people.
There's a lot of body heat, I'm going to say that much though. It's very warm, isn't it?
It really is hot up in here.
You guys good if I just chill right here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Be wherever you feel like being.
I'm not leaving. This feels so good.
Yeah, I love the style of this convention.
I love the design, I love the posters.
Yeah, it makes me feel like Palm Springs.
Yes.
Does this look good? Can everyone see you right there? Hi.
Everybody had a great day? Having a great day?
So,
Yeah.
is anyone going to be brave enough to come up and ask the first question? Is that what happens?
Ready?
Yeah.
There she is!
Yeah.
There she is, Emily Swallow!
It is low.
That's why I'm in the high chair, because I can't afford to be any smaller than I already am.
Hi, everybody. Wow.
Is this anybody's one?
It's yours
Yeah,
now.
is it open?
I don't know.
It's yours now.
It's
yours.
I'm drinking it.
That's
Thank
what
you.
you do.
I like the couches
Thank
here.
you.
So we have our first person. What's
Hello.
your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
And do you have a pony for us?
No, I don't. My name is Sasha from Altoona. So my question for you guys is, was there ever a day that you showed up on set that you were not needed?
You were not needed. What do you mean you weren't needed?
You mean on anything?
You mean like you just showed up of your own accord to say hi, or you showed up and they were like, yeah, we don't need you?
Or, yeah, that happens to me so many times.
Yeah.
Like Ty and I went on a camping trip in the Okanagan once, like 5 hours from Vancouver. We had an RV and like a whole setup, and I hate camping, and he took so long to convince me to do that. We were there and I was having a reasonably good time. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I get a text from our first AD saying that a stunt had gone wrong and had to be rescheduled for the next day, and they needed me. And they're like, get here now. So I drove like a bat out of hell. Ty was so tired, he jumped out of the...
Ty was tie-tie.
Yeah, he was tie-tie. Because we'd been up late, and so he went and there was like a raging stream, and he went and jumped into the stream to wake himself up. We gunned it. We get all the way to Vancouver. Right as I put my bag on the counter, they said, sorry, we don't need you. But I mean,
That happens all the
it
time.
happens
man.
all the time. Like, I've been left sleeping in my trailer. They forget that I was there.
I was left for 7 hours recently with full hair and makeup, and this is the thing that you don't realize when you don't have full hair and makeup on, that when you get a break, you go and relax, but you can't. You're like this, because you can't flatten the back of your head, right? And you can't just like get your face all mushed up in the pillow. So I sat for 7 hours.
I took a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt, balled it up and put it right here, and then placed my head right by the
But
thing.
why does it have to be a white t-shirt?
Well, because I always have a white t-shirt with me.
Okay.
Smart.
Now we know.
And then they never used me. I just had to go home. Anyway, that's the end of my really funny story.
We spend a lot of time either waiting and then not being used, or not expecting to be used and then being summoned all of a sudden. And so I feel like half of the trick of actually doing good work is like I'm trying to manage your energy so that you can be ready when it's time to be ready, but you don't wear yourself out trying to stay ready when they don't need you.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's weird.
That's what people don't realize. At 1 o'clock in the morning, you have to have the same energy that you get at 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody smells like garbage. You're exhausted.
Yeah,
I did
Ruth and I
something
have
where
a
I
lot
had
of
to-
stories about that.
I had to do a very complex fight scene in an alley in Vancouver at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was it blood alley?
Like I had to win this fight, and it was like me against 4 other characters. Like we were all these ancient angels, and we did this elaborate matrix kind of martial arts. And I'm a martial artist, so I was like, I can do it. You know, I'll be probably a little tired, but I can do it. Man, that first take, I didn't see that punch coming, and landed right on the button right here. That's that's one of your knockout points. It's right here. And it, boom, and I was like, and to this day I remember getting hit. It was like getting hit with a brick. And I just remember I woke up and everyone was like, you know, Rick, you're right. You know? Okay.
Going again.
Yeah, going again. Take two. Perfect take.
And that's the thing, when
Yeah.
you get hurt
Yeah.
too, there's almost there's this, it's almost like this boys club where you do this, I'm fine. And even though you walk away like limping, you're like, no, I'm fine, because there's something kind of embarrassing about getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because also I find that the more the stunt coordinator explains to you, the more likely you're to get hurt. Because you know what I mean? It's like, I know how to fall. Like, but if you make me think about falling, I'm gonna hurt myself. Stop talking to me.
That is so true.
Yes.
But slightly off topic, but Emily and I do have lots of stories of being in disgusting silos. We discussed it ourselves and we were like, our characters should meet in a spa, right? A luxury spa. We're in a smelly silo, smells like sulfur, 2 o'clock in the morning, soaking wet legs. And the last time we filmed together, we sang a song about how cold it was. Do you remember the song?
Oh, it's fucking balls! Oh, it's cold, it's fucking balls! That was not in the silo though. That was the episode when I got killed by everybody but didn't die. Because you attacked me and Crowley attacked me and Lucifer impaled me with a spear and I was fine.
Yeah, we weren't very nice to you.
No.
But I still sing that same song whenever I'm cold on set.
The silos, those silos at Delta, everybody has shot at those silos.
Did you shoot in those silos though wearing a
evening
skimpy
gowns.
dress?
Yeah.
No.
While the rest of the crew was wearing like down coats and helmets. That was the thing. Everyone had to wear helmets because it was dangerous because things could fall. We're there with our beautiful hair. That's not
Backcombed
gonna
hair.
protect
That was
us.
my helmet.
Yeah.
In the basement of Riverview, I got beaten naked by the Japanese secret police. Yeah.
We're talking about on-set stories.
That's that story.
And then I went to work.
Yeah, exactly. You said Riverview, right?
Yeah, is it Riverview?
Riverdale?
No, Riverview, the old,
That hospital.
the hospital.
Oh.
It's an old mental hospital turned studio.
There twice, and I had a spooky thing happen. Sorry, we just talk amongst ourselves.
We're gonna get through like
So-
We're gonna get your
approximately.
question.
By the way, this is what our text thread is like. Our text thread is like this.
Yeah. But the last time I filmed in there on Supernatural, my phone wiped itself. It wiped itself of all my old messages.
Oh my gosh, everyone's horrified.
That was because it was an old, deserted, haunted psychiatric hospital. I am sorry. I would have called you right back if I'd gone that. Anyway, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Nixie. I'm from Michigan.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Where are you from?
I live like 30 minutes outside
Show me on the
of
hand.
Lansing. Like
Oh, perfect.
There you go. You said Lansing or East Lansing?
Lansing,
Lansing.
like 30 minutes
Yeah.
outside.
All right.
Yeah. My question is, obviously Supernatural is like this huge fandom and family, and I just can't imagine what your experience is entering this fandom as someone joining later in the seasons throughout the show. So I just wanted to ask, what was your experience kind of coming into the fandom, especially after the show has like built up such a reputation?
I'll go first. I remember thinking season 10, I'm so lucky to be in the final season of this show. I better make the most of it.
You made it there.
And then at my first convention, there was a Scottish fan there called Tia, who I still know, and she said to me, in her Scottish accent, "Welcome to the Supernatural fandom. Once you're in, you can't get out." And I have found that to be true, and I'm very grateful for it.
Well, it's a lot nicer than it was when I joined.
Oh!
Oh yeah. So I did a few episodes, and you know, people like responded really well to my character, and then I get a script where I'm taking over some of Bobby's duties, and I said to the head of publicity at the CW, I talked to the producers. I was like, just do not run an ad that says the new Bobby, and they did. And before the episode even aired, my Twitter feed filled up with "We hate you, we want you to die," real serious like that. And so I'm like, I just put on his hat for like 20 minutes and drove around in a car, saying balls and idjit. I'm not replacing him. It was one episode. I'm on another show. I'm not gonna, there is no replacing for Bobby, but I was like, but it was visceral, and people were mad at me.
Yeah.
And so then I texted Jared and said, I don't want to be back on the show anymore. I do not invite this into my life. I've got enough stuff going on. So he took some screen grabs of things that have been said to him, and I'm like, and I read like 5 of them. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. This is flirtation compared to that. But I will say this: in the years since, it's really softened, and I also think society's different. I think we're now in a place where if somebody's doing that kind of crap, spewing visceral stuff, we now understand that you could just withdraw your participation from it. And when a bunch of people do that en masse, they're doing that to an empty room. And I think that shapes behavior more than anything. I had this Chihuahua named George, who was born with too much water in his brain. He could only walk in a circle. They told me he was going to die before he's 2. This dog pissed on everything I owned for 10 years. I loved him. But the only thing he understood was when I turned my back on him. Like, I turned my back away from him and he would stop doing whatever behavior I didn't want him to do. No didn't mean anything. He really was like a giant hamster. But if I said no, he would just be like, that doesn't mean anything to me. But if I did that, it stopped him in his tracks. And now that's how I handle a lot of things. If I don't like it, I withdraw my participation from it. I can't see you, so therefore it doesn't exist to me.
And then if that doesn't work, do you just pee on it like Charlie did?
No, my sister has a friend named Daryl who will beat anybody up for $300.
That's a bargain.
That's less than my guy.
I'm from the rural South.
Wow. Well, I remember when I first got the script for the episode where Amara decided to kiss Dean. Misha read that, we were shooting something else, and he goes, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Well, why?" He said, "The fans are gonna hate you." And so I was very grateful, and I remind people that only happened once. You would think by the number of times I've been asked about it that it was like 100 kisses, but it wasn't. But I do remember, like, when I first started doing the conventions, people were very, very apprehensive. Like, they were kind of, they looked a little trepidatious when they would approach me. And if you have met me, and as all of these people will attest from our photo ops together, I'm the biggest idiot in the world. I'm such a goober. But I realized that it was because Amara, never cracked a smile. She was always cranky. And so people were a little worried at conventions. And the first convention I did, I was blonde because I'd been doing a play and they dyed my hair. And I remember I came out to do karaoke. Rich loves to tell this story because I guess Rob was introducing me and he said, "My sister," and I came out. And because I was blonde, people didn't quite make the connection. And then we kind of did like a stupid, grindy dance thing. And so then people were like, Rob and his sister are really close in a weird way. So then there was a lot of explaining. So I had some tricky starts, but I have overwhelmingly found the fandom to be so incredibly supportive and wonderful. And I'm continually astounded at all the good that is done. Just because all of you, you happened to like the same show, but there's so much within that show and so much within all of you that then produces such tremendous good, and it keeps going. It's really astonishing to me.
It's the best fandom in the world. So, yeah.
And unlike most, they'll follow you to other jobs. They see your other things, and they will engage with you and come to see you. And what you guys liking the show and coming to these shows, it allows us to be present in each other's lives going forward. We see each other all the time. It's great. So thank you so much for bringing us together.
Thank you.
I read for probably 5 roles on Supernatural, and Kripke kept bringing me back in. And a lot of people don't know this. I actually read for the role of Crowley.
Wow.
And it was...
Does Mark Shepard know?
He should know.
Never tell him.
Can we see you guys do a Crowley off?
Like a Crowley off?
Yeah.
He would win. That would be fun. But it broke my, excuse my language, it broke my fucking heart because it was such great material. And you know, your agent sends you the stuff and you read it and like, ah, man, this is so good, what a great character. You know, it was like a 10-page audition and Kripke's there and casting directors are there, you know, full house, as we say. And I was very ready, very prepared, and very in love with this character. And I went in and did my job, you know, and I walked out knowing pretty much, I'm probably gonna get this job. Didn't get it. Like 2 days went by and I called my agent. I said, Donna, what's going on? You know, like, do you know anything? She says, well, let me make a call. And I'm like, oh, damn, you know. And then she calls me back a little bit later. She says, well, I'm so sorry, but they gave it to this guy named Mark Shepard. And I was like, oh, I know Mark Shepard from Battlestar Galactica, you know. And I said, he'll be great in the role, I'm sure. You know, but I was totally just fucking crushed.
Don't let him know that.
Yeah, I know. Don't let him know.
Well, they didn't want it
Don't
anyway.
feed that.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
You want it
I
anyway,
have other
yeah.
stuff going on.
Right.
I didn't really have time.
But then they
Yeah.
must have remembered you and got you back.
I know, and I was at that point in my career where I was like, you know, and I think we can all relate to this. I was like, I'm this close, man, to like saying, you know what, I gave it my best.
Isn't that like all the time?
It's every day.
Yeah, and now it's freaking every day.
I'm
you know?
there now. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just like,
dude, yeah.
if it doesn't come to me, I'm
Yeah.
good.
I mean, yeah, you know, that's
Yeah.
exactly.
You should
know,
tell Mark that they offered it to you, but you turned it down.
that would be great. I said, okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. Like, I swear, that's a great idea. And sure enough, you know, like a year goes by, or a year and a half, something like maybe 2 years. Donna calls me again. Eric and the casting office, casting directors, they would like to see you for another role in Supernatural. And I was like, oh man.
Was it Amara?
It was!
We got offered it, but he turned it down.
Yeah, it was, I was offered, but I turned it down.
The only reason any of us are on the show is because you kept turning down
Exactly.
the
But it was the Alpha Vampire. And I read the material and I said, God damn it. Whoever gets this role, and I want it to be me because it's great stuff. It's going to be a great time for them because it's a really terrific character. And I did my best, and you know, Eric Kripke's in the room, and as I'm doing the audition, you can kind of see him on the side of my eye. He's kind of like, you know, giving a little nod, like it's good, you know. I walk out, I thank him, I leave. And then the next morning, Donna calls me and says, got some good news. And I was like, oh God. They want you to do the Alpha Vampire. And I said, great. God, you know, that's like 2.5 years of auditioning, you know. And people think, you know, I think especially a lot of people who aren't in this wonderful, crazy business that we're in, they think it's like, oh, you know, you can get on that show tomorrow or next week. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, it takes time, it takes building relationships. And sometimes you can be that gal or that guy who goes in and no one's ever heard of you and you knock it out of the park and they give you the job. You know, that happened to me a couple of times. Yeah. I mean, it's like but now it's like every effing job that I get, I have to fight for it. You know, with all the experience I have at this age of 58, you know, almost 58.
You're a very young looking 50.
Thank you.
Your voice is incredible.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Hello, my name is Andrew, and I'm from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
Thank you. My main question to you guys is there going to be a Supernatural video game?
What a great idea. Can
That
we
would
do
be such a
it?
great idea.
Can we
And
do
if
it?
so, are you guys going to do voiceovers?
Yes.
Of course. They can't replace us.
We-
I would love that.
I'm on it. Let's
That's
do
a
it.
Let's
great
do it.
idea. No one's ever mentioned that before.
Why has that not happened?
That's a great idea, man.
Just like slaying shit.
We should do a mobile game. Really?
Someone in Russia is developing one? Oh my.
Amazing.
Oh.
You heard it here first.
Well, I'm gonna be my English dub for me.
Did you guys know that when our movies and TV shows are dubbed in other countries, it's usually the same person that does this for everything? I've met the person who does me in France. It's a woman.
Oh, like she does all of your
And
characters?
she sounds just like me, yeah. Everything that I do, she does.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
It was so cool. In France, we met all of our voiceover people for the dubbers, and the person who does, it's not Misha's voice, but the person who does one of the voices, maybe of Mark or one of the boys, looks exactly like Misha.
Well, that's
It's really weird. But fun to meet them.
cool.
I like me in German. Whoever the German lady is, she's very sexy. She's got a way deeper voice than mine.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Rebecca. I'm from a little town called Mount Holly Springs.
Hi.
Welcome.
My question, and DJ already answered it in his last panel. What is your favorite supernatural villain from any season?
Rowena.
She's not a villain, though.
You're right, she's not.
I always wanted
She's
her to
naughty. She's naughty.
Yeah.
She's a
Raleigh
naughty.
said the same thing, that he's not a villain either.
Well, no villain thinks they're a villain.
I mean, I know I'm pretty naughty sometimes. Like, I knew that. I knew I was pretty bad sometimes, but it was so much fun. I didn't want to be anyone else.
There were a lot of questionable decisions on this show. Well, I mean, I love Chuck, who was such a douchebag. He wasn't a villain for such a long time, and then he really was.
You guys are forgetting one villain though.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
The gray and he does in that big the loser thing.
The what?
Pellegrino.
No, he's
The what?
an angel,
No,
but
show.
everybody hates him.
Oh.
Megatron.
Megatron.
Oh, buddy.
Well, you just said our favorite villain. There's lots of good ones.
Is that Curtis?
Curtis? Curtis is so lovely.
Curtis is one of my favorite people.
I got to kill him. Sorry.
You did?
Yeah. I killed him.
You're so proud.
Yep.
I have to say that watching Curtis, when I got the audition for Supernatural, I watched 12 episodes of Supernatural in the weekend I had to prepare. And seeing Curtis in some of his episodes is what gave me the courage to go as extreme as I went in my audition. So I actually owe Curtis. So he is, I'm going to say him. I'm going to say him, because you said that.
Have you not met him?
I love Curtis.
Oh, you
yeah.
have. Oh, you said you're going to say him. I
I'm
thought
gonna
you said
say
I'm
him.
going to see him.
No,
I thought
I'm
you
gonna
said C. You said say.
Say, I'm going to say him.
Guys,
I mean, excluding myself, or I don't like the album. All right, you know what? Damn, that's a good question.
It could be any season.
Dick Roman.
There you go.
But I mean, I thought he did such a great job as the character, and he was so evil and so corporate at the same time.
Thank you. Sorry, DJ.
Yeah, I already answered. I answered in another
Who
panel.
was your answer?
I don't remember. Okay, was Sam? Kid said, yeah, I don't watch the show. I know all you people. I don't want to watch you pretend in my spare time. You know, Ty and I don't watch each other's work at all. Like, I've never seen, I've seen a ton of stuff he's done, but not since I've known him. It bothers him to watch me work. I think it's because I'm that good.
That's right.
It's weird. I think it's weird, especially when you're watching it in front of them.
How do you think I felt watching The Boys?
Oh, yeah.
I did not watch The Boys.
I was actually really proud of Rob in The Boys. But just going back to the previous question, I think Jensen originally auditioned for Sam. Is that true?
I think I heard that too.
Yeah.
It
Anyway,
was one of them auditioned for the other one.
yeah.
I think it was Jensen. I
The
think I
right
read
one
that
landed
recently.
in the right place.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I was supposed to be.
Hi, name's Lev. Nice to see you two again. I'm from Edinburgh, Texas, but I moved here 2 years ago. I just want to say that the show itself got.
Uh-oh.
Here, take mine.
The show got me through so much, through high school, through the military, post-military, transitioning back into the civilian life, and it's now getting me through college, even though I watched it like 50
You look so young.
You really do.
I'm 26.
That's young.
That is so young.
Yeah.
With all my sister's just gonna turn 12, and she's got no problem calling me old, so.
Of course, everybody's old to a 12-year-old.
But going back to high school, say that your characters are in a high school setting, right? Like just imagine that they're teachers. What classes would your characters teach?
I didn't think it was going that way. I was
Oh, wow.
wondering like which clique I would be in.
That's
Not
not
what
gonna be hard for
class
you.
I
That
would
is a
teach.
very
What character would
elaborate
Garth,
personal
like my
question.
character, teach? I mean, what subject would he teach?
Yes, what subject did your character, because you're all adults in the show.
Sex
so-
education.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to know what fifth base is. Marina knows, I don't know.
Probably philosophy.
Philosophy?
Yeah, Garth.
Is that a high school?
He's very zen. I think so. Or it's like, yeah.
Well, I guess my high school sucks.
I think chemistry, because I would just like make my students go away. Yeah. Would smite them.
Good word, smite.
Yeah.
A lot of smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably world history, like history.
Yeah, vampire
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, 'cause you've seen it all.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been there.
I've been there. I probably wrote some of the history. You know, so,
No, Garth would teach home
yeah,
ec.
you know, he's been around for.
Home ec?
Oh,
He would teach home ec.
I'm surprised it's not dance, considering you're so
Oh, hey. Yeah.
expert in it.
Yeah. That was a dream sequence.
Which were always fun.
It was fun, horrifying to shoot, terrifying when they showed me what we had to do. A 3-minute choreographed tap dancing routine that was told to me in passing. Hey, can you dance? Yeah, kinda. And then they showed me that, and I'm like, what are you thinking?
It was great.
It was
I
crazy.
did see that
So
episode.
cool.
I was jealous. It was so good.
Yeah.
He's great. He can do everything. It's disgusting.
He's an android. He's not
He
a real
really is not a real person.
Oh, you're talking about Jensen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His freckles, if you look closely, his freckles are symmetrical. He's not. He's an android.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And his face actually fits on like Da Vinci's.
Like,
Really?
Yes. It's
I spent a day playing around in his mouth when I.
Oh, wow.
Remember, I had to give him a dental exam. Like that took like 3 hours when I was filling all of his teeth and giving. And that took so long. Having your fingers in your friend's mouth is wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I bet his breath was minty fresh the entire time.
He's not human.
Yeah.
We at one point, because we do a concert sometimes at other conventions, and everyone was getting fitted with those in-ear microphones. You know, they pour a mold, and they had a gentleman come round to set. They were making them. I think it was Mark Shepherd had arranged it, and the gentleman who poured and made Jensen's earpiece actually, like he doesn't know us, he doesn't know the show, he doesn't know anything that we talk about. Out of nowhere, he's like, "That guy's got perfect eardrums."
Like a perfect shaped ear canal that fits.
He said he's a perfect shaped ear canal. And we were like, "Of course he does."
It's so ridiculous.
Even something that nobody can see. It's gotta be perfect there too.
Anyway, thank you. Hi.
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 Good job.
Hello.
Hi.
I saw you somewhere.
Was it at my table like 20 minutes ago? Yeah. And I think my panel before that. Did you speak at my panel?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you did.
What's your name?
Seth.
Hi, Seth.
Hi, Seth.
I remember this. I said you were my favorite Seth.
Yeah.
Because my other one is Seth Green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, if you could choose to be an animal, which one would you
Ooh,
choose?
that's a good question.
A dog.
I love dogs.
I'd be a Labrador
Also,
too.
why would you be that animal?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I think dogs are like the coolest creatures in the world. So I'm obviously a dog-loving person. And,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I love dogs. And you can sleep inside.
Exactly. Doggy dad. So.
That's a good question. I wouldn't want to be a turkey. Turkeys are so dumb. I grew up-
To get eaten.
I grew up on a farm, and when we would water the turkeys, like you had to stand there and watch them drink because they can get confused what direction is up and bash their heads into the bottom of the trough until they drown. I'm not joking.
Been there.
Ooh, I would like to be a peacock, a male peacock. You're always dressed.
They are.
I used to say something like a Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they look so good, but the reality is I would like to be in a nice warm bed inside a house, so I'm like going to say a little kitten instead.
There's lots of Australian animals that I wanna be.
Choose one.
Jeez, you're demanding. I don't know what it's called, but it's one. I feel like there's so many of these in Australia that are just like cute little.
I think
Yeah,
choose
like-
one.
A wombat.
I thought a wombat could be
They're
fun.
so
I'd
cute.
also like to know what it feels like to be a kangaroo, to be able to jump like that, and like to look like you've been working out at the gym nonstop. Even when you just, they're so weird. Australia's a weird place. That's all.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Seth.
Being questioned by you is a little bit like being on Squid Game. I didn't know where we stood exactly. But we made it there in the end. And we're also alive.
Hi, my name's Sully.
Hi,
I'm
Hey,
from
Sully.
Rockaway in New Jersey.
Hey, right on.
I was wondering, if you had to choose one other supernatural character to have played, who would it be?
Oh, I know exactly mine. I wrote Ellen. Like, what a badass. And that voice. I love Samantha Ferris's voice. She's a radio DJ in Vancouver. She does the classic rock station. And I heard just her voice, and I met her at a convention in New Zealand, and I didn't know her from the show, but I recognized her voice from the radio. I'm like, I was like, are you on the radio? She's like, yes. I'm also Supernatural. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Pretty fun.
I said, that show sounds great. I should watch that. Yeah, I'm familiar. I'm also familiar with how she met her end, and she was robbed. She really was robbed. She's so great. I love her.
I would like to be Sam, so I can see what it's like to be so tall and look down on everyone. Just once to know that feeling.
I would like to be Dean, because I want to know what it's like to be so freaking perfect.
I have perfect ear canals.
What does that feel like? And to know that. And then to be nice, too. So weird.
God, I don't know. Oh, Brownie. God damn
I
it.
heard you turn down that part. Is that true?
I turned down the part.
Everyone,
The money wasn't right, the contract wasn't right.
Let's make it part of the lore.
everyone in this room, okay?
Yes. This is how legends are made.
Exactly.
I'm Chris. I'm originally from Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Chris.
My question is, I've watched all the blooper reels, and I see how well you guys all get along with each other. My question is, who was the biggest prankster on set, and what was their most memorable prank on you?
Jared.
Yeah.
Jared, for me, too.
Yeah.
Jared's not thinking about filming, he's thinking about what can go in the gag reel. Right? I feel like all the time, he's always got an eye on, could this be in the gag reel?
Yeah.
And the one he did with me involved a sex toy, so I can't tell it until it's done. That's true.
I feel like I always just experience him like farting a lot.
He put fart spray in my trailer. He farted out my whole trailer with fart spray. I didn't know that was a
His
thing.
fart spray? Like, did he bottle it?
No,
like that wasn't on the
it's
internet?
called fart in a can. I didn't even know they manufactured that, but I found out because Jared did my
Of
trailer.
course they do.
I didn't know that. I'm a gentleman.
I'm just gonna, I mean, for me, it's Jared. So, like, when in the episode There Will Be Blood, when they come to get the vampire's blood and, the whole thing, I had to throw Jensen across the dining room table, like, nice vampire throw, And before we started filming, Jared says, dude, give me your phone. He says, I want to record this view. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I said, okay. So I gave him my phone, he recorded the whole thing for me, and I've never had experienced someone who was so excited like that. It wasn't really a prank, it's just, for me, indicative of just how much fun he likes to have on set. And I love that so much. You don't always get that.
Yeah, I feel like the more pressure we were under, the later it was running, the more we had to get through, the funnier they would get, and the more outlandish things would become.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fully expected you were going to say you got your phone back and instead of being a video, it was a picture of his balls. I fully expected it to be that. That's the Jared. That's the Jared I know.
Actually, that's the Jared you know. I don't know that Jared, but maybe one day.
I was doing an episode with them where it was a very simple scene. All I had to do was go in and get a coroner's report. We're in a morgue. Jared's reading it. I was supposed to, and he reluctantly hands it to me. We'd shot their coverage, and when it was my coverage, it was no longer the coroner's report. It was a group of stick figures doing the dirtiest stuff to each other I've ever seen.
How do stick figures do dirty stuff?
I can show
They're
you.
just sticks.
You'll get Jared to show
see
you.
proof.
Challenge accepted.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
We're having so much fun. We have time for one more quick question.
Oh, the pressure, the pressure, the
No,
pressure.
This better be
The
good.
pressure.
So, let's see, because somebody took mine. Is there any moment that you were filming that you were supposed to be really serious and something came up and you just couldn't stop laughing? And do you remember what scene that was for?
Yes. I was on the show for 6 years, and I like tried to be as professional as possible. I come from a theatre background, but you don't break for anything. You just continue no matter what, even with the sex toy or whatever was going on. You just keep going. But season 6, like they wore me down 6 years in, and what they did was they had us all standing in a circle, me, Jared, Jensen, Misha, and Alex Calvert. And you can't do that to actors for like 4 hours. Like you just can't have us all stand in a circle looking at each other. And so I had to say this Latin spell, which was something like something volo something something. And I'm very precise with my words, and I really don't mess up very often. It's probably really annoying. I'm a bit up myself, and blah blah, get it right. And this one time I said something vulva. And Jared and Jensen, being themselves in character, went, "Sorry, what was that, Rowena?" And I'm going red now. I actually feel myself heating up. I was so embarrassed and I couldn't hold it together, even though the camera was on me. And the heat was radiating off of me. I laughed for 6 minutes. Like I couldn't. I think there's a video on YouTube of it happening. And so they broke me. It took 6 years, but yeah, they got me.
You gave them that.
I got myself, yeah. It was fun though, I have no regrets. I have really fond memories of the central heating system that was going on in my body. And Jared started to sweat, and when Jared starts to sweat, and so there's people with fans, dabbing them, mopping them up, we're just all laughing so much, it was awesome.
Yeah, he's a furnace, man.
He's a furnace.
He really is. The day that I was in a coma, I laughed the whole day because they were messing with me the whole time. So I'm laying there, I can't move, and my eyes are closed. So Jensen is taking the syringes and squirting me lightly, like a drop here, and you're trying to, you know what I mean? It feels like you're being punched in the face when water hits you when you're trying to be in a coma. And then I started hearing this, like forever. And I think Jared is so tall, his zippers were like that long, so he was just standing over me unzipping his pants. And it was like, and I realized what that was, I started laughing so hard. And that's the danger, when I start laughing, it's over, I can't stop. Like, I've been threatened to be fired before because of it. Like, I did a movie with Josh Jackson called Lone Star State of Mind, and I played the dumbest person alive. And the head of Sony Screen Gems called us and said he would fire us if he could, because we wasted so much of his time and money laughing. I'm like, that's why you can't make me laugh, because it is over. But that day I laughed and broke a bunch of takes, and I wasn't even, and the camera's above me at this point. But like they're doing all this stuff, like they're doing cowboy shots, and then they're doing all this stuff below frame to screw with me.
You think the writers would know by now, you just can't do scenes like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have a dead body in front of those boys. That's what it was like with Alex.
You're not safe in a coma around them.
You're the farthest from safe.
I don't remember why. I'm trying to remember the logistics of this. I think it's because we often don't shoot things in sequence. And so the episode where I sent a message on Castiel to the boys, I think they'd already shot the scene where he had to show what I'd written on his, I etched it in his skin. And it said, "I'm coming." And they told me like how they realized when they were shooting that sort of hit an interesting way. And so then the whole time that I had to shoot the scene where I'm like so angry with Castiel and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna send a message. I kept like, I was on the edge of losing it. And then also in that same thing, so I really appreciated that in all of season 11, Amara wore the same very comfortable black dress and flats. It was nice, but it was not warm. And so whenever we were shooting outside, I would arm myself with like those hand warmers, like stuck in all different, like in my bra and in my underwear and anywhere I could put them. And I remember there was this one take where maybe Castiel had hit me with some, you know, whatever, the stuff we did, and I had to react to it, and then I heard something hit the ground, and I don't know why, but my first thought was, did I just poop? I didn't feel like I pooped, but I don't know why I went there. For the record, I have never pooped during a take, unless asked to. And so I lost it. Yeah, I am so she never breaks, I never poop. It's true. Not even a shark. So that was a very eventful episode for me.
I was there when Misha had read the script, but he hadn't really digested it in terms of understanding that he was going to stand there in a blue shirt in front of us saying, I'm coming. And the head of the network was there watching that day, and we were a mess. We were a complete mess. So, yeah, it was too funny.
I can't even say anything right now. I mean, I have nothing to add. I've only done 3 episodes of Supernatural. Actually, 3.5. I did a little dream sequence or something where Dean has a vision of this vampire and these creepy little girls or something, and it's just me doing this, like. And that was it, you know, and I was like, okay, maybe 3.5 episodes.
No, you were in 4 episodes. Yeah. You were in 4 episodes.
4 episodes. And if you and they didn't pay me for 4.
Oh, I
no, they paid you for a day. They paid you for a day to do the
The
I was like, okay, that's something added, you know, part of the deal or whatever. But I mean, I just did Family Matters, There Will Be Blood, and my favorite one is The Raid. You know, the kill shot, bam. Yeah, and that's all I've done. But I mean, honestly, just to go back to what we talked about an hour ago, it is the coolest show and the best fandom, and I can be literally anywhere in the world. I remember I was in New Zealand and I had on a Supernatural t-shirt, and 4 people came up to me, oh my God, that's my favorite show. Oh my God, you're the Alpha Band. Yeah. You know, and it's like, it's such a cool, I've never had that with any other show I've done. I've done Star Trek, Battlestar, and to have that kind of love is so cool, so wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Was that the last question?
Yes, that was the last one.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Sometimes it just breezed by, didn't it? You know?
You really did.
Can we say a little goodbye?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you can do whatever you want.
We can sing goodbye. Do you want to sing goodbye?
Should we dance?
Well, we
Teach us
should
a dance,
dance and
DJ.
I don't want to dance.
So long, farewell.
I've never seen this movie. I'm not that kind of gay.
You are now.
I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to laugh and sing a song or two.
What is that?
That's some theme song from a TV show.
Oh, is that this company?
Yes, that's it.
Is it?
No, wait.
No,
what
is
is it? Carol Burnett.
Oh, Carol
That's what it is.
I'm not that old.
Yep.
You're not that gay, you're not that old. Okay, so that note, thank you everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
One more big hand for Rick Worthy. DJ Claus.
Thank you all.
Stephanie Swallow and Ruth Connell.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Thank you.
Thanks for leaving us here.
If you didn't get to ask your question, come to our table and ask.
There you go. All right, if you want to stay put, we have our bonus panel coming up here momentarily.
Who is it?